right, with us today is Mr. John Pruett.
What's say now?
Welcome, buddy.
What is
How
this,
y'all doing?
three?
This is Triple Threat.
Pruett Chronicles.
Threat.
That's right. The third one. I mean, this is Return of the Jedi. This is big stuff.
Yeah.
This is big stuff.
You
This
would.
is where we find out that I was your dad the whole
Yeah,
time.
this is where I killed Jabba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be great.
The real Star Wars.
excited.
I'm not surprised you gave a Star Wars reference.
What do you mean? Because
Oh.
I'm fat and dumb? Is that what you're saying? Because that's rude.
You look like an average Star Wars fan. Go ahead.
No, you were raised a little bit out of time, because those are
That's
my
true.
movies.
Yeah.
But,
I like that.
as your father, I raised you right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Your real name's Luke, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I like it. I don't like the new ones, but I like.
You tried to sleep with your sister.
Nobody likes the new ones.
Pretty
Yeah.
intensely.
Yeah, the Disney ones are rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ass.
For everybody listening, this is the Talkin Star Wars podcast.
We are sponsored by Disney, so
Welcome back.
keep it above board.
Disney After Dark.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hunter.
Yeah, shout out Hunter
Roberts.
All right, let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
Yes.
Shout out CrossFit, Baby OJ, Sean Carter, Blue Ridge Comedy. What
Let's
else?
see.
What's the big? I think that's the big
Don't Tell
ones.
Comedy.
Yeah, Don't Tell.
Pruett's been on before, is what he's saying.
We didn't talk about
Yeah.
OJ or CrossFit in the last episode. It's not a big deal.
It's all right.
We didn't
We're
talk
allowed
about
to
Don't
miss
Tell, though.
She'll be in the credits at the end. Also, teaser for anybody who's never paid attention. At the end of our YouTube video, watching the credits, there's a special shout out in there each time.
Is there really?
Sure is. You've never even noticed it, but it's in there. It's in there.
I can listen to the episodes like 4 times before they go live. You think I'm watching it live? Yeah, like,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
This
I've
is
heard
the first. This is the first Pruett Chronicles where we have video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now,
get a
now
thumbnail.
people know what I look like.
That's right.
Great.
We can see
all,
you drink
all
and-
the all
And
the-
everyone has clicked off.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yep.
it. Yeah, everybody that listens to this podcast already knows what I look like, so it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter.
That's true. Yeah, it's really
So-
just Dustin that watches the YouTube
Yeah.
anyways. So that's,
Right before we click record, you guys saw me eat those 2 croissants. Before I came down here, I ate like 2 donuts and
Wow.
donut holes.
So
not
you
full
are
donuts.
you are carved up.
And I'm not feeling good right
gonna be
now.
You got a little bubble guts,
To be honest with
Bubba.
you, we're not doing hot. So
if you take a nap in the middle of this, maybe we'll
we
just roll.
might do
Yeah.
that.
Well, we're so
That is why you cannot do so much CrossFit and be at your walking around weight, man.
That's right.
I mean, because like I've said it
nothing
before,
left.
if you lose 1 more pound, you're gonna fall through your asshole and
I
hang
am.
yourself.
I'm skinny fat. I'm getting skinny fat. I really am. Do you guys
Yeah.
know what that is?
that's a lot
Yeah.
better than being fat.
Yeah. Well, like I'm still skinny. Like I still got small bones.
I'm thick
but, like,
fat. I think.
Yeah,
is
you're
the
just
term.
the
you're-
medical term is obese.
And the sad thing is, he's not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like there are some big people out
That's
there
one
in
of
the
the
world.
cool parts about living in this country today is people see me, they're like, that guy's got it together.
Yeah.
But really, I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah.
But just by comparison, I look all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
You got dad bod
It's
energy.
cool. Yeah, I try to go to Walmart as much as I can. It just reinsures me that I'm not the fattest piece of shit.
Dude, as long as I am not on a rascal, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. Oh my God.
You really
There's-
fit in at Buc-ee's.
I do fit into Buc-ee's. Also,
You've got
when
some
we
truck
talk
stop
about-
by.
I think we talked
You've
about.
got some
I don't think
truck
we
stop
talked
by.
about. I don't think we talked about the funniest thing that's ever happened. But like, I don't think we should talk about that
Yeah,
either.
let's save it for. I may have a bit about it.
Yeah, let's make a joke about that.
But you know why we are, and this is 100% true
God.
for our listeners. You know, Pruett's been on. He's going to be on again. We're going to have him on. In
Nah,
fact,
we'll see how this one goes.
My goal is that one day he replaces Michael. But for now,
have at it,
Pruett's a
man.
regular guest.
Do it.
But this time is very special because Pruett, you have had. Okay, so also let's recap real quick.
Last
First
time we
you're
had him on was last time it was right after headlining, right?
Right
Yeah,
after
last
headlining.
yeah.
First time we have you on, you're doing good. You're feeling like you talked about how you feel like you kind of hit a ceiling. You're feeling a little burnt out, whatever. You take a break. You take a hiatus. You come on, headline, come back, crush. You come on. And now you're here to promote an even crazier milestone, I think, which is, I mean, tell us about what the last few weeks have been like.
So last weekend, as a matter of fact, I went to Memphis. I opened for Mo Alexander,
Yes.
and I did well.
Very funny comedian also.
Yeah,
Mo.
and he is incredible and just a great guy all around. Possum advocate, which is I'm an overall, so like anything with a possum in it, like I'm drawn to it.
Yeah.
But no, he's been we've been in contact. We're talking about some other things, a tour perhaps.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
Myself and 2 other comics, and because I have a normal 9 to 5 job, that I need to stay at
Right.
for like one more year
Yeah.
to get a retirement.
Yeah.
We're things are really up in the air, but the opportunity is there, and I am beyond words grateful to Mo
Sure.
for that.
Also, I mean, a big part of that, which you hear bigger headliners talk about on podcasts and stuff, is on the road bringing people who are fun to hang with, because there's so much downtime. I mean, if you really think about it, like on a tour, you're working 2 hours a day ish.
On
Everything
the weekend,
else is like,
that's it. Yeah.
Everything else is like you're with these fucking people in another city, and some people do their own thing. But I mean, was that a cool experience to just hang with him too?
Yeah. All right. So Memphis was very different for me than just going and hanging out with a comic, because like I could have drove and been in the car for like 16 hours.
Right.
But I didn't want to do that. So
Tennessee's a very long state for those of you who are not familiar.
Yeah. It's got some length to it.
Couldn't be further and still be in this state.
Yeah. Literally, like
the opposite corner.
I could have crossed 3 countries in Europe.
That's true.
To go do
You
this
could have
show.
gotten to New York City in the same amount of time it takes you to get to Memphis.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Right.
And so, so I went ahead and bought the plane ticket and flew out, like, right here from Tri-Cities and everything. And then I was in Memphis 3 hours later, so my cousins live in Memphis, so I got to see them. I haven't seen my cousins like 15 years.
Oh, that's
in
really
person.
cool.
Every
So
show
like,
you do, you're like, I haven't seen those cousins in 10. I feel like you have cousins.
I have a
think the
metro.
shows you do is
I
just
have
like based off of where your family lives.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You're just finding cousins.
Yeah, as soon as I find a cousin in like, New York City or LA or something like that, I mean, like, hey, Abe Farrelly, we could be related.
Yeah. Let's get up there.
But no, I do want to hit, of course, New York, LA, Denver. I really want to go to Denver. And I do have, and I've got some Army friends that still live in that area and stuff.
Well, you went to Seattle a while back too, and I can't
did,
remember. You were taking a break at that time, right? Or did you do Mike's?
No,
there?
I did Mike's there.
You did? I think that was after.
That was right after the break.
Podcast?
Yeah,
right after the break. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was that kind of what like you shook off the cobwebs doing, right?
Yeah, that was knocking rust off. I mean, like, it was just, I'm in this area. I want to give it a shot, see if I still want to do it.
Yeah.
And man, I'll be honest with you, as soon as I did, and everybody that knows the business side of comedy, when you go into a new area, even if you're just hitting open mics, you're playing the hits. You're doing your best material because you want,
of course,
you don't
first
want
impressions.
Yeah. So, so I go into a couple of mics in right around Seattle, and I'm playing the hits, and I did well, and it felt really good to get those laughs again, and we're all validation whores, I mean, we really are.
Of course, that's why we do it. Yeah. To some degree, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think. Not to keep bringing it up, but like Mark Norman was in town this week, and I spent a lot of time around him and stuff. And to see even at his level, it was incredible. But to see his level, like people would approach him when we're in a bar together. Obviously, college dudes would recognize him, walk up and just gush on him, and he would just be like, stop it, I can't, stop. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Fucking quit. So it's weird because like we do want the. Obviously, we want the approval, but we also kind of don't in a way. It's like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I want it while I'm standing up there, but not afterwards.
Yeah.
Once you leave the venue, leave me alone.
Right.
Well, like before we were talking, before we hit record on this, Michael and I were talking about, I didn't go to the Mark Norman show.
Right.
I wanted to, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because he's a killer.
Yeah, he's a killer.
But I can't be in that level of crowd. I can be in front of it all day long, but I don't want to be in it. And so
just the tension of it.
Yeah, like just like to me, even being at a really good show, it feels like sitting on a plane to me.
Yeah.
And you know, because like somebody's in my space. I mean, like there's an arm touching my arm.
Sure.
Especially, you know, you get a smaller club like Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
And you pack it.
Yeah. How many people were at those shows?
It wasn't as packed as I thought it was going to be, actually. I think they probably, and rightfully so, probably capped it. I would say maybe 85.
Well, they had to for fire code and stuff like that.
No,
so.
I've seen, I mean, during a festival or something, we've packed like 112 in there, standing room only, which is just miserable. And I think they probably capped it about 85. It was pretty roomy, actually. They did a great job with, and also the first one sold out, and they added a late that sold out. So, you know, they were a little more selective with the seating as opposed to like trying to cram as many people in there as possible. Yeah.
And I mean, like that, and it has to be a comfortable show, you know? So, like, it's one thing for a festival. If it's a festival, everybody expects to be uncomfortable.
Sure.
You know, like, you're going to Burning Man, well, guess what? You're going to see, you know, naked people covered in poop.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why you go to Burning Man.
Yeah, that's why I go to Burning Man.
Yeah. I just watched the
It's like a naked show.
Yeah.
Speaking
out.
Sean,
sorry.
No,
you didn't hear that conversation last week, an hour ago.
Well, you edit, so you do what you want. You do what you feel with that.
Yeah,
Norman too, like he, we talked about it off mic, obviously, but he was so generous with pictures and with fans and stuff, and it was cool. But he wound up dropping in on the Don't Tell show in Knoxville.
Yeah, that's
huge.
Was
really
that's
fucking
so
mind-boggling
awesome.
Because my whole thing was, and I told Michael this before the show, my whole thing was like, I hope he comes. I want him to come. I want that for Don't Tell. But I also want him to come after my set because I was on that show. I opened. And so I was like, God, I hope he doesn't come till after. So I'm about to go up, and I turn around, and here he comes in the fucking door. Literally, right as I'm about to go up. Like, he's hosting. And I was like, God damn. And he stood by the back, just standing there watching. And so I go up, and luckily the spotlight was perfectly placed where I couldn't see him. I couldn't think about it. And I did okay. Not the best set I've had with Don't Tell, but it was fine. It was good. It was up and down, real roller coaster of a set. A couple bombs, couple hits. But I came off afterwards, and Justin Mays came up to me, and he was like, hey, you made him laugh. And that's really all I cared about.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. Like, that was the first set I've had in front of a headliner that not only I've worked with a lot of headliners I admire and respect, but this guy, I've been watching him on podcasts for 10 years. I know
he's
a lot about
level.
him. I know a lot about him. He's the highest level I've done stand-up in front of, for sure. But so afterwards, he came up to me, and he was like, hey, different strokes, funny. And I was like, God, the one joke that I am not proud of, that I think is so dumb. And hey, he liked it. And Justin was like, different strokes is what made him laugh.
Right.
He did think that was funny. So, you know, I guess I'll do that joke on every set forever now.
You have a really you do have a really good Mark Norman impression.
Hey, comedy.
You really do.
After the last 2 days, I spent like a lot of time with this.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing we were talking about before we pressed record. He not only was so generous, but I think a lot of his energy was he wanted each person who came up to him to meet Mark Norman. He wanted to be on for every person.
That right there, dude.
It feels exhausting.
It has to be. It has to be. I mean, like, I don't know if we talked about it the last episode or not, but like my big hero is Henry Rollins, and he's not known for comedy. He's known for being the lead singer of Black Flag and lead singer of the Rollins Band and spoken word and stuff like that. But to me, he's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And the amount of effort he puts in to meet every single person that shows up after the show. And I mean, like, he is pouring sweat. And like when I met him, it was snowing outside, and he is in nothing but a thin jacket because he is still sweating from the show.
Yeah.
And he was Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
For everybody he met.
Right.
And
I admire that.
And like, it has to be exhausting.
Love the game, love the fans.
Yeah. And like, not to get, too into the weeds, but it is WrestleMania weekend, and the Rock is on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really pushed Dwayne Johnson was that every interaction he has with a fan, he makes sure that they meet The Rock.
Right.
And he talked about that in his show a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about it.
And so, like, it is exhausting, but at the same time, those people are the reason that you are where you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
And especially nowadays with social media, with the internet and everything, if one person has a bad interaction with you, you are fucked.
Right. Well, so, Norman is a perfect, I mean, everybody knows Mark Norman in the comedy space, I think. And now I was shocked, actually, like leading up to the week, I was talking about it at work, and everybody's like, who? You know, and you're like, if you don't know this guy, you just don't know comedy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even before I was like in the comedy world, I knew Mark Norman.
Yeah, you think you know. But to see him.
Well, then again, if we're stand-up, we've been in the comedy world for a while.
Yeah. Right.
And he just went above and beyond as far as like interactions with people. But another cool part about him was he truly was great at like decompressing the room. Like when he'd walk in, everybody, you could see some people just aren't cool with it. They just, they don't know how to play it cool.
They're not the center of attention anymore.
That's Mark Norman. Yeah, they get nervous. They don't know what to do. And he's great at just being like, stop it. And then like, you know, everybody's cool after that. And he literally just hung out for 4 hours and then like for another 4 hours the next night with a bunch of small town comics, you know, and
that is
complimentary.
Fucking awesome.
He's the man. Yeah. The man. And I'll tell you more details off mic that I'm not going to share all the thing. But he, Michael knows, but he was very, very fun, very nice dude. And then he even like
no, that was wrong. I was gonna do a funny one, but that was wrong. I'm sorry.
No, he even like, I mean, he went out of his way. When we left, I went up to him and I was trying to think of something cool to say to him like all week. I was hanging out, I couldn't think of something cool, so I was honestly playing cool guy. Like I didn't ask for a picture. I was the only one who doesn't have a picture. All that stuff.
You didn't get a picture with him at all over the whole fucking weekend. Do you know that we have a podcast together that you could use that on?
Nope. Didn't do it. I didn't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. It's dumb, but Travis was like,
I respect it. I respect it. I do respect it.
I respect it. I respect it, but at the same time, you are a younger guy. Both of you are way younger than me.
Yeah.
And as an older guy, you need to start recognizing moments.
Yeah.
And like like when I did that Memphis show, I kept a flyer and asked Mo to sign it. And he was like, are you were on this show. Yeah. Why? I was because this is a moment for me. This is the most I've ever traveled for comedy.
Yeah.
This is a moment for me. Yeah. It goes right up there with the 2 $5 bills I have for my very first paid show.
I kept mine too.
Yeah.
I kept my first dollar.
I spent my first $10 on McDonald's.
What a way to sell
right like after the show.
Oh yeah.
If you now you should keep the receipt.
I was
that piece of lettuce off the Big Mac.
Yeah. I was like in between jobs with the pregnant wife. I needed to.
You needed you needed that $8.50 right there.
Yeah.
Shout out Market Street Social Club.
That's where I made my first dollar too. Yeah, and it was fucking terrible.
Mine was Seven Sisters. First paid show I ever had.
Seven Sisters. Is that the one that we went to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was with a different booker and everything.
Yeah. That was when Johnny was doing it.
Yeah.
Former guest of the show.
Yeah.
No, but so Johnny. On that topic you said with moments, that was part of my inspiration for not wanting to hound the guy too. And just so the first night we were in a group of like 6 all night. It wasn't one-on-one time, but like in Knoxville, I spent a pretty significant amount of time shoulder to shoulder with this dude, just me, him, and Haley.
Yeah,
my girlfriend, and she was like she's not around it as much. She's like just
so she
did. She know Mark Norman like.
Oh yeah. Well, she's a big fan of his because she's seen him on YMH or on Rogan or like things that we watch together. She knows Mark and knows some of his stories. And so I was trying to think of something cool to say all week. I was like, fuck, you gotta know. So when he's in Bristol, we're hanging out and we're talking about, Travis was talking about weird uncles of his. We're talking about like weird characters from our life. And for anybody listening who knows Mark Norman, he told a story on Rogan like pushing 10 years ago now, probably 2017, about how he had at the time, cross-dressing nanny who took care of him named Enos. And this was in New Orleans, and it was like a black cross-dressing nanny who used to help him get his bicycle back and all this stuff. So we're talking about weird characters from our lives, and I just turned to Mark, and I was like, Mark, I got to know, is Enos a real fucking person? And he goes, Enos is a real person. And he lit up. Like you could tell he was like appreciative that I knew his story a little bit. And so he was like, you know how Enos died? And I was like, no. He didn't tell that story. And I was like, how did he die? And he goes, Enos, like, I guess, tricked a very thug person in New Orleans into sleeping with him. And when this person discovered that Enos was a man who was cross-dressing, the person shot him in the chest and killed him. And he was like, that was my nanny. And that's how I did. And I was like, oh my God, what an insane story did you just share with a bunch of local comics at a table?
Yeah.
Like, all I said was, is Enos a real person? And he really
and she was taken out by a hate crime.
Right, literally.
Literally. Can we take a break so I can go cry right now? I mean, like, that's fucking terrible.
Well, I asked her, I was like, Ena's still your nanny at that time? And he was like, no, I was in college, this is years later, but I got word, right? So we had that little interaction, and he did kind of like, I could tell he was like, this guy knows me, because I've been playing it cool. I hadn't tried to hound him or talk to him.
Yeah.
And then the next night, we're at a different bar in Knoxville, and we're all talking, and we're getting ready to leave. And of course, Haley wants a picture, so I take a picture, and I'm like, hey man, thank you. You've been like just so cool and so generous. And I said, for the record, I think you drink an adequate amount on Protect Our Parks, because every month when he's on Rogan, they give him shit about how he doesn't drink as much as the rest of them. And so then he's like, thank you for saying that. And he lit up and he was like, Shane's a big fat fucking bully. Like, he just started talking about his famous friends, which was really weird. I mean, he even had jokes in his act. That's what I told you before. He had jokes in his act about other famous comedians, and I was like, you got some famous ass friends if you got jokes about Rogan.
But like the one thing, and this is, I'm an old man talking again, but like,
you're in your prime.
Agreed.
No, I'm past prime, dude. I am on my way to cheese.
Pulling for Logan in that fight,
like,
anyway, or Jake, whoever. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, yeah. Oh God, dude. I hope Mike Tyson beats the fuck out of Jake Paul.
He's gonna.
Have
you seen the rules
so.
Though? The rules for the fight.
They're like,
who cares?
They shorten the
who
time
cares?
or
Who
something.
cares? Tyson bit guy's ear off. So like, he doesn't give a shit about the rules.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I will buy that fight
Me too.
just because I want to see a Paul get the shit whooped out of him. And like it makes me happy that the bit huge ass conglomerate that owns UFC and WWE. God forbid I ever become a billionaire, because I would buy my way into that company and just have like a 12-on-2 and beat the shit out of the Pauls.
The Pauls.
Yeah, like I mean, like in a TLC match, like tables, ladders, and chairs.
Well,
and it would be, a TLC match with like 8 UFC fighters and 4 WWE guys against the Pauls.
He's trying to make his way. Logan's trying to make his way into the UFC now, allegedly. He's talked to
Logan or Jake.
Logan.
I don't know which one's which. Is
Prime Energy Drink. He's in
Who's-
the WWE.
who's Prime?
That's Logan.
that's Logan?
Yeah.
That's the one fighting.
That's the one that does all the
fighting Mike Tyson.
WWE
Oh,
stuff.
my bad.
Jake is the one fighting Tyson.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're both the worst.
Still
right?
Yeah, they're both terrible
Who's
human
the
I go
beings.
Suicide
back and
Force
forth
guy?
on him.
Like
That's Logan. That's the older one.
I thought Jake was the older one.
No, Jake's a little bitty one.
Jake's the younger one. Yeah.
So the little one is fighting
Tyson.
Tyson. I
Right.
thought the big one was fighting.
No,
Okay.
he's in
No, he fought
He's
Floyd.
doing WWE stuff.
He fought Floyd Mayweather.
We are way off the rails.
Yeah.
We're trying to clear it up.
I like how I'm the middle one
Yeah.
here, and I'm pretty sure these guys are my age, and like I know
Oh, yeah.
nothing
Yeah, pretty
about
close.
them.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing too. While we're on the subject, because I was gonna say, like, there's a lot going on in boxing. There's a lot going on in UFC right now too. UFC
There's a lot going on in
300.
comedy.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
There's a lot going, but my transition was I want to give a quick shout out, because in the last episode and this one I talked about Mark Norman.
Yeah.
But the actual headliner for Don't Tell Knoxville was Corbin LeMaster, who opened for Mark Norman at Blue Ridge. And Corbin, incredible dude, just a bro, a true bro. As much fun to hang out with, super fun interactions with him. Also, I mean, obviously Mark Norman is a name, and so that's like fresh in my head. But like UFC reminded me. Me and him and Justin talked about UFC between me, Justin, Mark, and Corbin for an hour at that.
Oh,
point.
yeah.
We're just going back and forth. I'm like, nah, he can't pull it off, and Poirier, and like, just go. And it was cool to have those interactions, because I think, especially, and you could probably relate to this with the Memphis thing, like just getting these little experiences that you're talking about, these moments.
Yeah. You've got to hold on to them.
It's weird. There's a
Um,
weirdness to it. For
You
me.
really should have taken a picture with him.
Yeah, you should.
I want you to know,
Why?
when I opened
because
for,
it was a moment.
When I opened for-
Because like you want stuff that Alzheimer's can't take away from you.
When I opened for Aaron Weber, I didn't take a picture with him that night because I had taken a picture with him prior, and
Yeah.
that's the only reason I didn't do. Because I have a
Well,
picture
everybody
with him,
else did. I mean,
and I
even
have
Justin
the flyer
did.
and all that.
Yeah, Justin was like, I'm gonna take a picture with, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, here's the other thing.
Can I like burst your bubble a little bit?
No, hold on 1 second. This is an important point. Let me
Okay.
make this point. 1 second. And then, of course, Haley asked me the same thing on the drive home. She was like, you never took a picture with him. Here's why. Because if I had bumped into Mark Norman on the street if we were walking through New York and here's Mark Norman, I'd be like, hey, can I grab a picture? I was having full-ass conversations with this dude for 4 hours, drinking. It never felt right to go, let's pause this conversation and take a selfie.
Now
it just never made sense. It's not a pride thing, and I wasn't trying to be the cool guy. I was to some extent, but that's not why I didn't get a picture. It just felt weird. Even when I took one of my girlfriend with Mark, it would have been weird to be like, now you take one of us. We've been together for 2 days, basically.
I 100% get that.
It just didn't check out. Yeah, it didn't check out.
But are you going to be in touch with him after this?
No.
Would he recognize you in a year?
If I saw him face to face
in a year, probably.
If I saw him face to face, maybe, but he wouldn't know my name if somebody said, you know, Nathaniel from Bristol. No, that's not. It wasn't that kind of interaction. But we spent a significant amount of time near each other. I mean, he would. If I saw him tonight, he'd probably be like, "Aren't you the guy from?"
Yeah, I would hope his memory's not that short.
I don't know. We're also drinking a lot, so that could be part of it.
Well, that's fair. I don't know, man. I think you should take a picture with him. You should have recorded with him. Not a big deal. Just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding about that. But.
Yeah, now that you put it that way, I completely understand.
Yeah.
But like I said,
moments.
Right. And so at the end of everything, like, hey man, can we grab a picture real quick?
Yeah.
You know, like if you do it at the end,
sure,
and you've been able to maintain that, like, you know,
he won't think
professional
it's just for
space and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's not.
He'll be like,
oh. Yeah, dude.
He was so cool. He would have at any time done.
I'm sure.
Recorded the video for the podcast. I mean, he was a cool dude. Like we were talking to each other on the first. I literally at one point he was over at the bar getting hounded by college kids, and I went over and tapped him on the shoulder, and I was like, "Mark," and he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Hey, we got a table in the back for the comics if you want to roll." And he was like, "I'm on my way," and like he just followed me. Like we were looking out for each other and I had to like Haley and I both had to get some drunks away from him a couple times because people just
what I just thought
all
of?
The time.
I said I didn't take a picture with Aaron Weber when I opened for him, but I definitely did shoot a video with him for this podcast.
Yeah.
So I do have that. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it at the end of the day, this is a business. So like, you know, if you can have an opportunity like that to expand your brand and everything, take it.
On that note, I'm tagged in an Instagram post of Don't Tell Comedy where I opened the show and Mark Norman headline.
Yeah,
or
that's crazy.
So if you slide between photos on an Instagram post, there's a picture of me and Mark Norman. So I've
let's hope Instagram is still around when the Alzheimer's kicks in.
And to that point too, I mean, if I'm forgetting that memory happened, I won't recognize him in the picture either. You know, like it's by that point.
Who's that young man?
Yeah.
He'll be like, who's that young man looking at you?
Is that the son I never talked to?
No, it was I had a good week, but we're here to talk about Pruett. And,
are you sure? I thought we were talking about Mark Norman today.
It's been a hot minute. I mean, like my beer's empty. Hang on a second.
I could literally talk about Mark Norman.
Let's
you go
get your beer.
Get a little refresher.
Go look at the camera really close.
Yeah, give him a nice intense look at this new facial hair structure you're working on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Pruett. For those of you who are just listening, Pruett is rocking a new facial hair structure. That's new. That's
honest, I don't know if that's really like we can talk about it, but
and he also came back with
a lot of beer. A lot of beer.
He went for one and came back with 4, which is cool. He's gonna make sure that I can't legally drive home.
I like how I'm the only one not actually drinking, and I'm also the only one who's not
gay beer.
Yeah, non-alcoholic because it's not fucking whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm also the only one not driving after this, which is fun.
That's true. That is true. Well, here's
welcome to East Tennessee, baby.
On the topic of Pruett's facial hair. Last time you were on Pruett, it was audio only.
It does look nice.
We did comment about how you were in shorts, which was very unnerving for me.
Not the last one. The first one I was in shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think he was like, "There's video now."
Right now, there's video.
No. It's just chilly. Like the first episode that I did, it was hotter than damn it.
It was like August.
And so like
we've been doing this podcast forever, haven't we? Holy shit!
I mean, you're on episode
35.
35 just came out, and you've just recorded. This will be 38.
Yeah,
sure.
37, 38, something like that.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do for 52? Who are we gonna have on?
I was thinking about that. We had that conversation
Grampy.
whenever.
Just that old.
Shout out to
we had that conversation. No, we'll have to get whatever.
Dustin.
However, no, we've had Dustin on too many times. I love Dustin.
No, he can come back
again.
I love Dustin.
We made something special
for your big numbers.
We did something special for Dustin though already. Dustin's had 2 special episodes.
Hold on, I can solve.
Dustin was the first guest and the first video guest. I think he's had enough special. I love you, Dustin. You can be on any time, but like
if you're listening to this right now,
and I don't think Pruett's a good 52 either.
We're gonna put a poll on our Instagram.
There you go.
Go vote. The options will be listed there. We'll do surprise guest as an option.
Jake Rowe.
We'll do Jake Rowe. We'll do
All 14 of
Pruett.
you go vote.
Yes, Joe Bridges, please go vote on our Instagram.
You know who we need to have
You're the only
again?
one listening.
We need to have Joe Bridges again.
Yeah, of course.
You
I was
definitely
getting
do.
I was getting
You
over the
definitely
flu
do.
whenever he was on, so like I did not do well that episode.
We're gonna be returning guests.
we need to have Jake
coming
on.
a lot. Yeah.
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 Or Jake, Joe.
Yeah.
Him
take it
too.
easy.
Yeah, him too.
Well, so
But-
what's your comment on the facial hair? You said we got to address it. What,
Oh, okay. So,
pH level.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
joke.
this happened yesterday. As a matter of fact,
I like it.
I was getting my beard trimmed up when I got a haircut, and I have no chin. For those of you that you know,
I have 3.
I actually don't. Yeah, I wish that I could take
Medical
one of
terms
his.
obesity.
Yeah. Badass.
Got him.
Anyway,
Mark Norman did
But
keep
no, I
calling
d-
me
I-
fatty, which is
I
very every conversation. He was like,
Wow.
"Hey, thanks, fatty." Yeah,
oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said Downsy. You know.
he went mostly fatty.
He's not Shane
He
Gillis.
went mostly fatty. He also, I heard comedy 1,000 times. Hey, comedy every 10 seconds. It's a tick. It's not just a shtick. It's a tick. He has to do it like it's.
Oh really?
Yeah, because that's his thing. Like, and that's the first word when I saw him at Blue Ridge. Me and Greg were standing by the bar, and from behind us, we just heard, "Hey, comedy!" And Greg was like, "He's here. Mark's here." I think he's here. And then in Knoxville, same thing. I was getting ready to go on, and from behind me, I just heard, "Hey, comedy." He was
Yeah.
talking to somebody, and I was like, "Mark's here again. He's in the building." That's his thing. Even when we left, I was like, "Great meeting you." He's like, "Great meeting you, comedy." Like, that's his goodbye. Hello. It's his aloha. Comedy is
yeah.
his aloha, basically.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was great.
All right, beard. Facial hair.
Okay, so
pH levels. Yes.
Yeah. So I do a joke about performing oral sex on a lady, and
Yes.
that is why my beard is way more gray than my hair.
Right.
And
levels.
it works. It's a pretty
good
damn
It's a good
decent
joke.
joke.
It's a good joke.
And
Comedy.
comedy, yeah. Fatty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be
It's every time.
You just lost your name. You know that,
Literally,
right?
when
Like
they brought-
you ceased being Nathaniel Boer.
At one point, they brought a
Episode
round of
38.
drinks.
Episode 38, the Pruett Chronicles, featuring
Fatty. Yeah, this is when you have to change your Instagram
He
name
was in a corner.
to Fatty
And so when they
423.
brought the last round of drinks, they handed them to me on the tray, and I handed him one. And he goes, "Thanks, fatty." And I was like, "Dude, I just gave you a drink. Take it. It's just." But he calls Shane the same thing, so I'll take it as a. It's like being roasted by.
He
Don
probably
Rickles.
thinks that
Like,
you
it's
were
a-
him.
It's an honor. That's true. That is true. A couple drinks in,
you
I
are
look
the
a
you
lot
are the
like
mo-
Shane.
yeah, you are like
Yeah.
the wish Shane Gillis.
That's true. I'm shame thrilless. That's what I am.
Thrill less.
Yeah, I'm shame thrilless. Yeah.
All right. So how many times are we going to talk about that? All right.
pH levels.
pH levels. Beard. I have had a beard for a hot minute now, and I have lost a little bit of weight, and I was kind of proud of it. And I was like, I can feel my cheekbones. That's kind of nice. My beard makes my face look really round. But I don't have a chin.
Yeah.
So I have to have the
Trying to
I had to
extend it.
yeah, so I had to have this just to be able to keep telling that joke.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so
You don't
yeah.
want to go clean.
No,
You used to
no.
be clean. I've seen pictures of you.
Yeah,
clean
it was
shaven.
terrible.
I don't like it.
It
See
was
pictures of
terrible.
You
It-
clean shaven.
Well, yeah, when I was 13, probably.
yeah.
I creeped on your
It's
face.
not good.
How's your mom doing, by the way?
She's good. Oh, also, on that time, and again, we're going to get back to the same
comedy.
thing. We're literally getting back to that right now.
I
So
just thought you were bringing
Mark
him up.
Norman.
if
Yeah,
you're
what did he
listening,
do?
Hit
What
on your
happened?
mom.
if you listen to this show,
Yeah.
you know, or if you know
Your
me
mom's
personally,
hot. Yeah,
no,
we.
every time I go into a comedy club, even in Knoxville, if I'm on the road, people, it's just somehow no word travels. That's how they talk about me. Yeah, he's Don't Tell Tri-Cities. Also, mom's pretty hot. Everybody knows. Okay, so we're sitting at a table. At one point, Mark fucking Norman turns to me and goes, "Here, you got a hot mom." And I was like, "Are you even you?" Everybody knows. And Travis just starts giggling from across the table. I'm like, "Travis, piss off!" Like, you know
is
what? Mark Norman
awesome.
knows that I have a hot mom.
He might not remember you, but he's gonna remember your mom.
He
So.
literally goes, "Hot mom." And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah, comedy.
leave me alone." Like, why does everybody know this? Yeah, it's fucking.
Well, that's
so. Anyways,
wasn't worth the interruption.
that's the last
but,
time I'll get back on him.
No, that's awesome.
That is
I
very funny.
love that.
Hold on one
I love
second.
that for you.
Have you thought of any hell yes?
Oh fuck! I sent you some.
We're gonna play with Pruett right now.
Okay.
And I want this is on the fly, so I can't come up with anything. This is a game that we stole from another podcast, and it's called It's called Hell Yeah. So all you do is you say something that is a little thing that makes a man. It's a manly game that just a little something. That makes you
no
go,
women allowed.
Yeah.
No girls allowed.
Like for example, when you go outside on a cold morning and a bowl of water froze over, and then you throw it and it busts.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's seeing an owl during the daytime.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we went to the zoo with Olivia last weekend, and we saw an owl, and...
Did you think,
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That thing was like...
You sent me a good one. I don't remember
I'm
what
looking
it was.
for it.
Is there one that comes to mind, Pruett, for like just...
Yeah, but see, like I'm of a different generation, so like as soon as you said hell yeah, the first thing I thought of was, Stone Cold. So it was like, I drank a beer, hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you want me to whoop Vince McMahon's ass, give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
And he
different
needs an
game.
ass whooping now. Him and Diddy.
Was it the snow on the hood of your car?
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. When your boss doesn't show up, or your boss takes a sick day. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a good one.
I'm my own boss, so I like that a lot, too.
Yeah. You take a sick day? Yeah.
Yeah. When there's snow on the hood of your car and it's slowly flying off while you're driving fast.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. What about when you catch the microwave with 1 second left before it beeps? Hell yeah. Just fat people? That's just a me thing?
Yeah,
that's just a fat thing?
Yeah, all right, fatty. But
the first chip out of a new bag of chips.
Oh, hell yeah. That's almost a fuck yeah.
That's a good. Yeah, it's close.
Getting a refund on your taxes.
No. That's
white privilege.
Michael's not good at this game. That's what we learned last episode. Everything was financially insane.
That is who you need for
trash can.
You need for episode 52. You need Sean Bagley, and then that way him can just have
an autism battle.
Have a autistic I'm so much better. I am so much better than everybody else.
I drink about a gallon of water a day. How much do you drink?
Well, hold on one second. Not enough.
I got one that I sent.
I'll drink you under the table.
Just not water.
I got one that I sent that you didn't react to, and then you sent me a stupid fucking one that I didn't react to.
Okay.
Mine was glass breaking in like a controlled way. Hell yeah. Like
that's a bad one.
No.
That's a bad one.
No, because the glass break is Stone Cold Steve Austin's intro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, hell yeah.
Right?
That's different.
But it's not
what do you mean a controlled way?
In a controlled
Mariah
way.
Carey hits a note and a glass shatters and you go, hell yeah.
That would be cool.
That makes no sense. No, dude.
I don't know, like shooting it. Like
You're
shooting
bad
the
at this
glass. Like not like just glass breaking.
Shooting is
like,
different. Shooting is something different.
Yours was when you toss the drain plug in a shower or tub and it lands right in the drain.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm in on that.
Sure.
God,
when you
fat.
toss the plug.
When
you taking a nice bubble bath. And yeah.
I haven't had a
Epsom
bath.
salt.
I haven't had a bath in probably 20 years.
I thought I smelt that.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, like I showered, don't get me wrong. But like I have not had a
Can we please talk about how fucking bad this show is? LOL. I sent you that at one point. I'm just
hell yeah.
I don't know what shit
How bad is this show? Hell yeah. This show's fucking terrible. Hell yeah.
I was just looking at her text.
Hold on. I also want to try. I want to try something. I want to because normally on this podcast,
first sip of a beer.
We ask a lot of questions about comedy and things because this is a comedy podcast. But Pruett, you've been on twice now, so we've asked you all these questions
3 times.
Here's my question for you: if a famous music mogul flees the country to an island where there is not jurisdiction to extradite him back to the U.S., is he guilty of allegations of sex trafficking? Is that
what the fuck are you asking?
Right? Talking about Diddy. No comment. Pleading the fifth.
Excellent.
Because I don't want to disappear.
What?
He put a hit on fucking Tupac. What do you think he's going to do on a white dude with fucking overalls?
Allegedly he did. But
Diddy not a good guy? I don't know. I'm not.
Diddy not. You need
Diddy not a good guy?
Is this a character you're doing?
What's happening with Diddy?
That right there is why you and Sean Bagley need to get along so well.
Michael's over here like, what's the problem with Bad Boy Records?
What's going on with Puffy?
Are you being serious right now? Is this a character?
No. Okay. So yeah. I don't know exactly. I know I've seen some stuff happen with Diddy, but I'm be honest with you, I don't really care.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
fair.
A lot of people do.
Fair point.
Yeah. A lot of people do. Here's the facts. His house is bases, one in LA, one in New York, East Coast, West Coast, were raided by
Can't hide
Homeland
money.
Security at the same time. It was a coordinated raid on both his homes. He was not there. Allegedly, he's fled the country to a private island where he cannot be extradited back to the U.S. And there's a lot of allegations about sex trafficking, and crimes, and things. So I'm just curious.
That's what he
does
did.
that
Never mind.
seem
No respect.
fishy to you if you flee to an island where there's not the ability to be extradited?
Yeah, I mean, like
and I
you
repeat,
know, if you get
no
charged,
comment.
if you get charged with murdering 2 people and
Right.
then you write a book, you get off and you write a book called "If I Did It."
If I did it, and the if is
And
a
then-
very small font,
and then
Yeah.
it's exactly how it happened.
Right.
Maybe you did do it.
and you know what you get? A Netflix series about it. That's
Is there a
what you
Netflix
get.
series?
Yeah, The People versus O.J. Simpson. It's
Oh,
good.
cool.
It's very good.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
Culturally.
totally.
Did you guys watch the Dahmer show last year?
Wow.
Nope.
Last year. He
No,
said.
I refuse.
What a cool-
I refuse to watch any true crime and anything that is for whatever lady I date, because you know I can't do it. It just bothers the shit out of me.
What do you think about follow up question? If a ship loses power, a cargo ship loses power, and then regains it and then loses it again, and happens to make contact with a supporting for a large bridge in a metropolitan area, and that bridge collapses, does that seem oddly coincidental or at all threatening
To Homeland Security?
to this country?
Yeah.
Is it or did they just forget to put gas in the ship this time? What is it? What do you think?
I think P. Diddy was the captain.
I did not know where the
I think
fuck you were
I think
going.
P. Diddy got dropped by helicopter onto the deck of the ship.
Yeah.
Ran up to the captain's like little cabin or
He's like,
whatever,
"I'm the
and
captain
said,
now."
"I'm the captain now."
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a
Yeah.
little dinghy out there with
Yeah,
an AK.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they changed,
And no comment. No comment. That's
What city was
that's
that in?
exact-
What city was that in?
Baltimore.
what I
Baltimore.
thought. So I
yeah,
heard they were-
and who cares?
Which
It's
is a
Baltimore.
shit
I heard they were
Yes.
changing the name of that song to "Baltimore's Bridge is Falling Down."
Not necessary. However,
This is why you are terrible at comedy. I mean,
one
like,
last plug for Mark
like
Norman, then I'm gonna stop.
I want the best for you. I really do. I really want the best for you. I really do.
And the
But
best for
it
you
just-
is to stop doing comedy.
Yeah, no,
But you really need to focus on your day job.
I have been. That's why I'm not good at comedy anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
We so
Also, Nathaniel hates my success. Anyway, go ahead.
what success? I did get the chance to talk about the bridge with Mark Norman as well, and he made me die laughing because he was like, it's a shit city anyways. And then he was like, how many people even died on that? And I was like, I don't know, 7.
Like
And he
8.
was like, that's not even as many as
Yeah.
died 2 streets over from that
Yeah.
bridge in Baltimore on the same
Jesus
night,
Christ.
which is
Yeah.
so funny.
And true.
And true.
And,
It's a shit
yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Also, God bless all the people impacted. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Fuck off.
We're not like Michael. We don't want to see the city burn. Yeah.
No, I want to see that city burn.
Yeah. Me and Pruett
Big Ravens
me and
fan.
Pruett got the gas cans. Pruett, what do you think about the end of the world happening on the solar eclipse on Monday?
No, dude, I am here for it.
Yeah? I'm a big fan.
I've got a buttload of ammunition. I've got
Sure.
a fucking couple of bottles of whiskey, and I'm here for it.
Pruett's accepted he's not getting taken in the rapture.
I love how this is your
No,
take on
God,
the
no,
eclipse.
no. I'm getting leftover. No,
If
that's
the demons swoop down, I've got rounds for 'em.
yeah,
I've got-
exactly. Yeah, they're getting some lever action
Yeah.
shit. You know,
Is this,
like
you brought this up on the Sean episode, and I have not seen this.
I
so
swear
I'm
to God,
being
you'll
genuine.
see it. Yeah, dude.
People are concerned that this is the rapture,
The
not
end of
knowing
the world. Yeah.
Okay.
I
This is
love it.
exactly
dude.
like
I fucking love the internet when anything is happening like this. Dude, did you guys see that Delta Airlines
People
is
are
not
so
taking
fucking
cash anymore?
yeah.
Did
Why?
you guys go to the comment? Because why the fuck would they, dude? Did you know you could buy a plane ticket with cash?
you'd have to be in a bad spot.
Did you
to
know
walk up
you
to a
could-
counter and buy a plane ticket with cash? You'd be a yeah.
I saw that and I was like, they
could
were
buy
taking cash?
Yeah.
Like, I was more surprised that they are just now not
I wonder
taking
if they have a
cash.
cash discount.
Yeah, who fucking knows? But they're like not taking cash anymore. And I
It's
love seeing
Delta
posts
Airlines,
like
not fucking
Not
Tommy
Spirit.
Ty's fucking takeout.
It's-
that. I listen.
Delicious.
Every time you see like
Really
every
good.
time you see
Really
posts like
good.
that, go to the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me fucking life. Everyone's like, well, I'm never going to use Delta again. I'm like, dude, you've never flown a day in your
Yeah.
fucking life.
You don't know
What
what
do you mean?
You don't have the cash to buy a ticket. Why are you bitching about not being able to buy a ticket in cash?
Somebody was like, "Oh, there's another way for the government to track you." You think they don't know who the fuck's on the plane? You think if you bought it with, like, even if you bought it with cash, they didn't know who the fuck was on that plane? Yeah. Like, what do you think?
You had to take your belt off to get on.
Yeah,
that.
like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You had to do this thing like it was like show your license and or passport.
Yeah.
To get on the plane.
Yeah.
People thinking
get
that the
the
eclipse is the rapture is the equivalent of when Columbus landed in the islands and convinced the natives that the blood moon was like God punishing them for not giving him all his gold and women.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, do you know that story?
Yeah.
That's a crazy.
It's because like they knew
this is a bunch of white people talking about shit that we should have learned in high school.
Yeah.
By the way.
But we learned it through Joe Rogan instead. Joe Rogan is doing a real number for what I didn't learn in high school. He's teaching me all that shit.
Well, so's
You guys ever
TikTok.
heard of DMT?
So's TikTok.
I love.
TikTok's
listen,
great.
my favorite thing about Facebook is like when anything big is happening in the world.
The
and
fact
just
that you're on
conspiracies.
Facebook regularly makes me sad.
Yeah. Do you know my job?
You're too young for it.
Do you know my job?
Yeah, and I angry react to every post you make.
Everything every time.
Yeah.
Except for Joey's house. He hearted it.
Yeah, I did put a heart on Joey's post.
Everyone else, he put an angry face, and then Joey's was the heart.
I don't like it.
I respect it.
I don't like. You're getting too much praise. When I see Johnny comment and not give you shit, I'm like, I gotta offset this. Something's going wrong.
That was unsettling that Johnny said something.
Yeah, I don't like it. The mullet is making him friendly, and it's not cool. I don't like it. He also, shout out to Johnny, he gave me a chest bump on Thursday at the Mark Norman show and about sent me through the fucking wall. He hit me so hard and so unexpectedly with his chest. And then he wrapped his arms around my girlfriend and like his head was facing me over her shoulder, and he was like making very disgusting faces at me while hugging my girlfriend.
Sounds like
what
a
creep. What a creep. Yeah.
No, he's a man.
He's a real man.
Yeah, and you're
That
just a
mullet looks good.
boy.
I do like it.
Dude,
The mullet
dude,
looks
if he
good.
shaved
I've
the
not
sides
seen
of
the
his
mullet.
fucking head,
It's
like
getting long.
I really think he could take over most of the drug trades in East
He
Tennessee.
could be a kingpin. He'd
Yeah.
be like the Tulsa king. He'd be the Bristol king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be the
up
Bristol
there.
King.
Yeah.
And
Scary.
I'm here for it. Like I would be his. I would go
miss
apply for a job.
Yeah.
I
wish
do
he'd
miss
start
him
doing comedy.
also.
Because I feel too good about myself. I need him around to go, hey, fatty. Yeah, I need him.
Yeah, you can't hang out with Mark Norman all the time.
Tell me about it. I'd love to.
Oh, Fatty, any other conspiracy theories that you?
So the CIA did 9/11.
Yeah.
That's an old one. Jet fuel doesn't still be on.
But
yeah.
no.
Wow.
Here's the thing though.
Yep.
Like as
That's not my
a
fault.
Gen X kid, do you
God
have
dang.
any idea how many world-ending fucking scenarios
Right.
I've already lived
That's
through?
You
what
went through the
Sean talked
nuclear
about.
scare.
Yeah. I mean, like we
The
they
Spanish
told us
influenza of the
they
1920s.
told us that if there's a hurricane, get in the hallway and put your hands
Hell
over
yeah.
your head.
That's a hell yeah. Hurricane
know,
drills.
Didn't
hell
you live
yeah.
on like the western side of North Carolina?
Yeah.
You weren't getting hurricanes
No.
there.
Just in case.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I
No.
did it in Bristol. We were
That was
getting them
tornado
there.
drills.
It was a
We
nationwide
weren't getting
thing.
them
You
there.
had to do it in every school.
We never
Dude, we
got a
had
single one.
tornadoes in Gray, Tennessee, where I grew up. Like
I never had a
every
single
tornado that's like hits our area hits like Gray.
Welcome back to the Talkin Tornado
Yeah.
podcast. where we-
Talking tornado. Dude,
Oh, by
you
the
know-
way, the sunlight is perfect right now.
is it? That's cool. Yeah, we have blacked out in here.
Yeah.
No, dude, my
Now,
favorite.
Monday, you should just sit here.
yeah.
You should not go to
Press
work
record.
and just press record
Yeah.
and talk about the sun.
I want to.
all fucking day.
I'm going to at 2:00 whenever the eclipse is happening. I'm going to talk about how I feel before the rapture and how I feel after I did not get taken because I'm a heathen. So.
Yeah, that's true. If the next episode releases, then you'll know we got left behind. If we're still recording,
Yeah.
and
the
a
good news
metric,
is-
and somehow a metric shit ton of Southern Baptists got left behind.
yeah,
Mm.
shocker.
They're good.
You're telling me the snakes had nothing to do with it the whole time?
Gosh. I don't know
Did
what
you,
I was going to say.
bro? You grew up not that far from here. Did you encounter a lot of that crazy religious shit, like
Of course.
snakes or?
Not
Like
snakes
snakes
and
is a Tennessee
everything, but
We didn't
No,
do
snakes
snakes.
isn't a.
I think snakes is a Tennessee thing. I
No,
really,
it's
It's a
not.
Pentecostal thing.
Yeah,
That's not Pentecostal. It's Baptist. It's a form of Baptist.
It wasn't
Baptism.
my Baptist.
Yeah, well, it's not like just
it
traditional.
was-
but
all right,
it's-
so-
it's-
I was like fire and brimstone Southern Baptist. They
yes.
never
Now
did
that I grew up literally right next to.
Yeah,
Um,
that was
a-
my
I really
church.
don't think Pentecostal
a
is.
fire and brimstone Southern Baptist
Pretty
church.
scary.
And during the pandemic, the minister got a megaphone
Jesus
Mm.
and was
was his word. Anyway,
yeah. And so like the way sound traveled in that little valley that I lived in North Carolina.
He's out there promoting the good Lord.
Yeah. And I mean, it really was a fire and brimstone Baptist church, you know, like no matter what you do, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. And
I would go to a church if Pruett was the pastor. I just realized that right now. If you started a church, I would go.
I actually was supposed to be like, up until I was about 15, all I wanted to be was a Methodist minister.
You know,
and
not.
I went to seminary. I went to like summer classes and stuff like that.
That's a common through line with stand-ups too. Like I think pretty famously, like
Drew Davis.
Drew Davis,
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say a little more famous than that. I was gonna say fucking.
Is there somebody more famous than Drew Davis? I'm just kidding. I like you, buddy.
Shout out to Drew.
I do like you,
No,
Drew. I'm sorry. I mean,
Sam Kinison was
killing
like,
it.
he was a legit pastor before he switched over and went crazy. Or Ari Shafir was like on his way to being a Jewish minister, as well,
being a
or
rabbi.
Yeah, and then switched over. It's that the religion thing is interesting.
I grew up. I
Well,
Catholic,
I mean, like,
and
you
I've
know,
impressed all those memories. So go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, like at 15, you know, you tend to discover things that take you away from that,
Such as
that trajectory of life.
Vaginas.
Weed and blowjobs. I mean, like it'll take
the
you.
way. Why did you look at me when you said it?
Yeah, and the way you said
Cut
it.
that. Write that down.
Vagina.
Cut that out because somebody's gonna crash their car. Listen.
Hopefully they'll listen to it and that'll just get them
Don't
closer to
say
the
it.
rapture.
Yeah,
Don't
I
say-
mean, like you need to have a little soundboard in front of you.
Yeah, I need to cut his
mute
mic.
him.
That's disgusting.
This is how everyone thought. Okay.
That's not the one I
No,
meant to hit.
no, that's
not. Yeah.
That was the one I meant to hit, but I think you wanted me to do.
Nope.
Nope.
He
No,
still
no.
doesn't know.
How do you?
For everybody
This
listening.
is episode 37,
I know what
38,
this
and
one
you
is.
still don't know your own soundboard.
It's not that
You
one.
better.
It's this
You
one.
better say it before you press it. What's that one? Label them.
There.
Just label them.
Dude, it's more fun.
Just put right haircut
Yeah.
on top of that one.
That's
you know.
enough with the buttons. We don't have to press them all every time.
Dude,
we
I
press
love
one.
it. Listen, until
He
somebody
is like a fucking toddler with the little buttons in
love
front of him.
him,
Who
man.
just press
Yeah.
the cow.
You are the kind.
says-
You were the
know
kind.
what? I
You
can
were the
add
kind
eight
of
more.
kid that would lock and unlock the car,
Oh,
weren't you?
100%. Yeah.
Which makes sense because he does look like a DJ for a special needs school. I mean, that kind of checks out.
Like if you were
That would
doing
have been a
this.
good roast. That would have been a good roast.
I
while
have
we
been
were on
writing
that.
roast jokes for other members of Blue Ridge just on the off chance that we get to roast them.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Meredith Kerr. She missed her own birthday party last week, so this Wednesday we're all roasting her.
Are we?
Yeah,
She doesn't know it, but we're going to. Everybody's going to sneak a joke into their set, and I have two good ones lined up. And
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
she'll find out after this airs.
Yeah.
She'll already know by then. But
Sorry
yeah.
for the weird way I said vagina earlier, guys. I just wanted
Yeah, I
to-
mean,
too
like
late to
you
apologize.
said it with a growl. I mean, like it was the.
I was trying to be like, I was trying to like,
You said it
like
you
I
were
was trying to like
quoting
sneak it
Diddy.
in. Like I wasn't trying to like.
No, you sounded like
interrupt your
Buffalo
story.
Bill.
I wasn't trying to interrupt your story, but that's why I looked at you because I wanted you to know it. And I wanted
Don't
you to
ever
keep
look
going.
at me again. That was
So,
disgusting.
I'm
was the
sorry.
worst, yeah. I hope your wife
Yeah.
leaves
Would
you.
you
for that.
fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I think she
That's-
would prefer me
that's
saying
what you sounded-
that word than
yeah.
any other versions of that word.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is my road rage. I'm working on a joke about it, but my
Your
road
road
rage,
rage?
my road rage word
Is
is
vagina?
No,
Oh.
that would be. Oh,
It's a
that would be-
variation of that?
It's a variation of it, and I'm working on a joke about how I.
That'd be very weird if you're like, oh, the fucking vagina cut me off.
Yeah. No, it's a variation of that, and I'm working on a joke that is pretty much like I was on the phone with the client and somebody cut me off, and I haven't worked it out
Wow,
yet.
what a
but that's the
hilarious.
joke.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see how that turns out.
Oh, thanks, Fatty.
I give him an out.
Well,
I give you a good out.
thank you.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Ah, comedy.
We
No.
have not talked about me. at all.
Once.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
They know who you are.
Thank you.
What we do
And,
is we
and
invite
I
you on.
appreciate it.
We invite you on to talk about Mark Norman.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's right. I can't help it. I can't help it. That's
yeah.
the thing.
He has a new
just,
daddy.
You just, you know, you're like a bee. Like I'm gonna put my tongue in this asshole for a little bit, and then my tongue in this asshole for a little
Do
bit.
bees do that? I'm confused.
That's how they pollinate.
That's how they pollinate.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it. I thought maybe bees were just
Joe Rogan not
hypersexual
teach you
or
that one?
I haven't caught the latest episode. Must be, yeah. Must be a
Save
while
the
back.
bees, Fatty.
No,
All right.
Hold on. On the topic of Pruett, we have talked about how
Yes.
all the questions we ask on the show, we have asked. You got a couple hell yeahs in there. We've done that. Here's what I'm curious about now, because as we do this, as these memories or these moments are made, I think your understanding of comedy changes almost every day, or it should.
Absolutely.
It should.
Yeah.
So what is something now? I mean, I don't remember exactly the advice that you've given before, or even some of the references or the inspiration, but surely you have a different take on things now than the first time you were on.
Dude, so this past week, I got asked, how serious are you taking this comedy shit?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to say, as seriously as I can.
Yeah.
But I still have a full-time job. I still do, do this, do that. And apparently that, that's the wrong answer,
Right.
like
They want to hear you
dude,
say.
there are people that are living in their cars and fucking, eating dollar menu
Yeah.
as a way of life to do this.
Yeah.
And that's not me.
Yeah.
I like having this weird shit called electricity and
I'm a big
air
fan.
conditioning, shit
I'm
like
on
that.
this one, guy. I got to tell you, I'm on the opposite end of that argument.
Oh, you've already lived in a van
Yeah.
down by the river.
Yeah.
But
So,
even more important, this Corbin LeMaster, the guy who headlined Don't Tell, was talking to me after the show at Blue Ridge, and he was like, because we were talking about, we were at Cascade, and I said, Travis hosts a bike here now, this little room. And he was like, oh, that's cool. How's it going? And I said, well, it's only 5 weeks in. It's brand new, but a couple of people. And he goes, I get it, man. I grew up in a town just like this. And I said, oh, you did? And he goes, yeah, it's in Wisconsin. And I was like, well, was there comedy there? And he goes, there wasn't till we came along. He's like, I helped, kind of build it.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then I woke up. And I was like, what do you mean you woke up? And he goes, I moved.
Mhm.
And I was like, what are you talking
Yep.
about? And he goes, you gotta get out of here. And
Yep.
I was like, dude, don't talk to me like that, because I'll leave tomorrow. And he was like, are you funny? And I was like, I don't know, man. And Travis butted in and was like, he's funny. And I was like, well, don't take Travis's word for it. I was like, I'm okay. And he goes, you want to do this? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, how bad?
Then get the fuck
And
out.
I said,
Yeah.
real bad. And he goes, not bad enough.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, stop talking to me like this. When my
Yeah.
girlfriend wakes up and I've moved across the country, you're
You're
going to
just
be
not
the
gonna
one
tell
to
her?
blame.
No,
I just,
if-
he got in my head, man. He really got in my head. And
Well,
I think we
in-
all knew that though. Like,
well, I'm easily persuaded, though.
yeah,
in that stuff,
I almost
'cause I try
talked
not
him into
But
buying a house
no,
on the
I
way
mean,
home from
like,
Knoxville the other
yeah,
day.
but
Didn't work.
when you've got, it's different when you have a child, you have,
Right.
you know, like you have family or
Yeah.
whatever, and you have responsibilities
Yeah.
and you live up to those responsibilities, and that's awesome.
And you don't prioritize comedy over your kids and your wife. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's an
like,
important jurisdiction. Yeah.
so like, I mean, like, look at the people that make it.
Right.
And look at the relationships they have, and it's that way in any form of entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
You look at, say, Bert Kreischer.
Mhm.
His fucking kids barely know what he looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
like
probably
they
don't know what
don't.
he looks like with a shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but I mean, like, I'm just saying that, and I'm not saying he's a bad dad or anything like that. I'm not shit talking Bert Kreischer.
He is
but
sacred
like,
to people for some reason, which is
yeah,
I don't
but,
get it.
But like he,
yeah.
but he's gone a lot. He is gone, and he's on the road, and he's paying the bills,
Everybody
and
is.
and that's what you have to look forward to,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that I was, and I'm almost talking myself out of doing comedy right now. Holy shit!
Well, because
Oh,
Because
You're just psyching yourself
like
out? Yeah.
no, I mean, like, when I spent even 4 hours at a fucking airport on the way home
yeah,
to come home, do my laundry, and then go to work the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas like that was a weekend. That was
Yeah.
3 days.
but
And
it's
then
full of
like
moments.
here's the flip side of
it's
that.
full of moments,
full of
but at the
moments.
same time, dude, it's the like you have to be prepared to be alone
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
which
and-
is
and, like-
perfectly normal to me, to be honest. And that's not being self-indulgent. That's not like, I grew up without that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it is that, but it's not a joke. Being alone is what's most comfortable for me. I spent 6 weeks traveling in a van by myself, and never once did I think, God, I wish somebody else was here right now. Never. Genuinely. Never
right.
one time.
Yeah.
But to your point, too, about that, I think you're talking about living in your car, fully committed. A lot of people call that the hustle or the grind.
Yeah.
You got to want it. You got to grind. I think sacrifice is a better word. And I
Oh,
think that's what
yeah.
you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Sacrifice of human relationships,
Yeah.
of personal time,
And-
of comfort, like air conditioning and things. Sacrifice is a huge fucking part of that. And I am okay with that. On some
I'm
level,
not.
I admire the sacrifice.
I admire it. It's not
admire it.
something I can do.
I romanticize
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the perfect word for it. Because like if you told me that I would have to miss years of my kids' lives
Right.
again,
Right.
Yeah.
because I already had.
You were in the military whenever
Yeah.
they were young,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yeah. So like I missed my daughter's graduation. I
Mm-hmm.
missed, like proms and
My dad missed all my stuff too, but different reasons. But go ahead.
yeah, I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you were I didn't know you were mine.
Yeah.
Still waiting on that DNA test, by the way.
I bet he's waiting on the child support back pay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
never
know,
getting it. I'll tell you that.
yeah. But like, like I said, it's WrestleMania weekend, so like I've been watching all these like documentaries and stuff like that, and like every single one of these guys that have made it, really made it to the top.
Sacrifice.
Yeah,
Everything.
I mean, like
Yeah.
everything, their marriages, their relationships with their kids and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I will not do that.
Yeah.
Like, because I love comedy, I love doing comedy, and I want to be good at comedy, but I want to be a dad. Like, dad is here,
Yep.
comedy's like right in here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like I haven't been able to go to a lot of the open mics lately on Wednesdays because me going to the open mic on Wednesday means I do not see my daughter that day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's very
And
very
because I
tough.
don't have those pressures or those factors, whatever you want to call them, I feel like it's almost
I won't
foolish
make it.
of me not.
Yeah,
Yes.
the leap.
No,
I
fair,
won't make
fair.
it in
You know?
comedy. I won't make it in comedy, and I am the only
Well, mostly
thing.
just because you're not funny.
I'm
but
the only thing standing in my way from making it in comedy.
That's not true. It's also that you don't have any good jokes.
Yeah,
But
thanks,
it's
Fabi.
Partially.
Comedy. Anyway,
Yeah.
No, he's
No,
got
I know
some,
what you're
he's,
saying.
he's got some really good jokes. I wrote the tags for him.
Yeah.
one of my best ones.
He's got some of Pruett's best tags. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Cassidy shouted me out for that, and I was like
Yeah, she
beyond happy. I was like, oh my god, she
We
remembered. Yeah.
literally said, I think Pruitt has wrote the best tags in everyone's
Oh,
shows,
yeah.
which is true.
Everyone,
Mine, yours,
every
yeah.
tag I hear, I'm like, I wonder if that was them or.
However,
or
you and I
Rick's.
did have a good idea, I think, collectively, about one of your jokes this week that I brought to your attention.
Yes.
Where we talked about splitting it up. And
Yes. Yeah.
With the car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun. The community is fun that we help each other in that way because I think
Oh, yeah.
we just had Sean and Sarah in here, obviously the founders of that community in a way, or I would say the foundation at least. Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
they didn't pour the concrete, but they're certainly the foundation. They have built that atmosphere where it's fun, and I was trying to explain that over the week too to the out of towners and stuff, and I think it's rare, and I think we take it for granted.
Yes. Yeah.
community.
Yes. And because like when you go other places and there's not that community,
Right.
and it's like every single like. Dude, when I went to Austin, and that's when you know you're a big fish in a small pond.
Right.
Is go to like
You're
fucking
nameless.
Austin or
Yeah.
L.A. or whatever, and you go, oh well, I've opened for this person and that person, or like I've headlined or I've done this, I've done that, and they're like, okay,
Who gives a shit?
yeah, sign up pages right there.
Yeah.
We might get to
So-
you.
Speaking
all
of
of
us.
Austin, because this episode will be the first one to come out after the episode airs. Shout out to my boy Tyler fucking Gallant.
Hell
Shout
yes,
out to my
dude.
boy Tyler Gallant.
Yeah.
I bet he's not listening to this. I
What
will
did
tell him to listen to it. Tyler Gallant, former guest of this show.
Is he
was
on-
on the show right before
Yeah.
he moved to Austin.
He get on Kill Tony?
He got on Kill Tony. The episode will be out by the time this one airs. If you're listening to this right now, please go check out the episode of Kill Tony. You'll know which episode it is because it's the episode with Joe Rogan and Tucker fucking Carlson
Yeah,
as the guest host.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
and you get Tyler
Tyler
fucking
Gallant.
Gallant on
He got
that.
his name
That
pulled out of the
is
bucket.
the shit,
Did he,
dude.
did he do well?
He got his name pulled out of the bucket. He called Justin. This is third-hand information I'm getting
Yeah.
from Justin Mays. He called Justin because they're still tight. He said, dude, I just got on Kill Tony. They pulled my name. I went up. He did, without spoiling, he did a joke about like a librarian joke. I'll
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't remember it, I'll tell you afterwards.
Yep.
But for anybody listening, great joke. Crushed. Did great in the interview afterwards, according to him. But he said that when he was behind the curtain, when they called his name, he walks through the curtain and sitting there is Red Band, Tony Hinchcliffe, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson. And he's like, my knees give out on me. Like, I literally almost hit the floor. I mean, can you fucking imagine what that felt like at that moment. But he crushed, and then so Red Band put him on the Secret Show that Friday, and on the lineup he was on there with like Cam Patterson and Casey Rocket and Tyler Gallant, like just fucking huge Kill Tony names. So he's
Jesus.
and of course,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, go follow our boy Tyler too, Tyler Gallant.
Absolutely,
On
yeah.
TikTok, he's going to be blowing up over the next week, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a fucking slaughterhouse.
Justin told him, get your social media ready.
Yeah.
Get it ready. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this and you want to check out our buddy, please go watch that Kill Tony. Go support him. And fucking congrats to Tyler. I love him so much.
That is so
and also,
badass.
There's all kinds of people on that show every week, but we know firsthand what a great dude.
Yeah.
Tyler-
Go back and
Yeah.
listen to Tyler's
Yeah.
episode. That was a fun episode.
Yeah, go listen to his episode.
Slam
too.
poetry.
Slam poetry. Try
Yep.
to listen to him try to explain to us what slam poetry
And
is.
I seemed very stupid.
And
which
Michael
I,
still was not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't rhyme. Do you guys?
That's true.
It doesn't rhyme.
Doesn't rhyme. Yeah.
But
No, so
we do have to
congrats to
wrap
him.
this
Yeah.
one up. Pruett, do you have anything coming up you'd like to plug?
Yes, actually, April 27th. Will it be out by then?
Yes.
All right,
27th.
April
Yes.
27th.
Yes.
I'll be at Market Street Social Club.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I'll be headlining that one.
We didn't talk shit at the beginning of this episode about
Yeah,
that.
Well, I
it's
did
all
not
right.
know that because that's also when Don't Tell is going to be April 27th.
Fuck.
So who do you want to see more?
Fuck. Well, in all truth,
It's going to be a different city though. It'll be a
yeah,
different
it's
city.
I'm in Kingsport, and
You'll draw.
you know, yeah,
You'll draw.
no, I won't. It's
You have any
it's
cousins in
everybody.
Kingsport?
Nope, no, I don't.
You might, and you just don't know it.
If I do, I hopefully have not had sex with them. That's all I worry about nowadays.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hey, maybe
But-
the laughing gas is still in the air.
Yeah.
From Eastman.
Throw back to Rain's episode.
Yeah. But no, like it's just I'm trying to book as much as possible. I did put in for the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Hell yeah.
Um,
You'll get it.
Pruett will be in the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Check 'em out there.
And
You should
and-
submit for the Nashville one.
I do have 2 tickets. Two VIP
Gonna
tickets.
bring it up on the podcast. All right.
Yeah, 2 VIP tickets. I'm taking one of them to Tom Segura in Asheville, and
The other one.
the other one goes to whoever wins the death match against my daughter.
Which is me, because I was told, "Hey, I got us 2 Tom Segura," and then a week
I
later
did.
he said,
I did.
"Actually, you're gonna have to fist fight my kid for it."
All right, so in all fairness,
She was raised by Pruett, so my money's on her.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
yeah, she's a badass.
So I'll be seeing Tom
but
in
in all
Nashville
fairness,
instead.
in all fairness, I bought these tickets for like Nathaniel and I, and then
Give it away.
and then I was like, I was kind of bragging about it. It was my daughter's birthday,
Yeah.
and I had taken her out to dinner and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and she's like, you know, what do you got planned? I was like, well, I'm actually hopefully going to be in the Asheville Comedy Festival, and I bought VIP tickets to Tom Segura
Yeah.
for myself and my buddy
His son.
son.
That's what he meant.
But,
Your brother.
but I can't say son in front of her.
Yeah.
Then she will kill
You're bad,
you.
yeah.
But
I hope so.
but then like she goes, "Oh, I love Tom Segura." I was like, "Really?" I did not know that.
Well, then she doesn't love him as much as me. That's what I'm hearing.
And she's like, "So how close is this buddy of yours?" I was like,
My son?
I call him my son.
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'll fight him." And I was like, I want to see that.
Yeah, so tune in.
Tune
in
into,
August when
we're going to
I'll
have a little
be-
bit of bonus content coming out, and then it'll
Yeah.
be Nathaniel
Yeah.
versus
in
Pruett's
August,
daughter.
if
So.
we're recording and I have 2 black eyes, you'll know I didn't go to Tom Segura. I didn't go see him.
Hey, at least she's seeing Tom Segura next week. So.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see him next week.
yeah. That's the
And I
only thing
promise
that's
not to talk
saving
about
you.
him the entire time because I probably won't go out drinking with him.
I doubt it.
So,
You're gonna be like, Tom
Yeah,
Segura.
thanks a bunch.
yeah.
I'm like, I landed. He's going to come
good
back. I'm like,
news
I landed in
is-
Tom Segura's flower. And
And like I will go ahead and
BJ.
say that like I took notes and everything for this 3rd episode about stuff I wanted to talk about. We didn't
You
cover
got to
any
none
of
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
The good news is the
Pruett Chronicles episode 4.
Episode
coming
4
soon.
will do the
Cliffhanger.
shit that I took notes about.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We'll talk about intense things.
Michael Rose Comedy on Instagram. Talking Bits Pod on Instagram.
Yep. Check us out there. My Instagram is NLB_423.
Fatty
You
423.
can find
That's the
Fatty423.
new handle, yeah.
Everybody go comment promo code FATTY for our next Don't Tell show. Don't Tell's April 27th. Our headliner's coming from Nashville. Zany's Nashville.
Say his name.
I will not, and you don't know it's a him, so that's sexist. But we're having a good ass headliner, and he will be very good. He is funny because he's R. Anyways, so he's gonna be great. He's coming up, and he's also bringing somebody with him who I'm not even exactly sure who it is yet. So
Ooh, damn.
we're getting 2 Nashville comics. It's
do you
gonna be
think?
great.
I'm sorry. Never mind. I don't know who it is.
No, I don't think. I know what you're
Wink,
saying,
wink.
and I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great. April 27th. Tickets will be on sale. By the time this is out, tickets should be on sale. So link in my bio on Instagram, don'ttellcomedy.com, Tri-Cities, bye. You'll find it. If you give a shit, you'll find it. The last one sold out also, so special thank you to anybody who bought tickets before and is listening. Buy them again, please. We're doing 80 seats this time.
Nice.
I'll be at
We're
this
stepping
one.
up.
This is.
Unfortunately, Michael says he might
I will be at
coming.
this one. I'm headlining.
Yeah, so check us out.
I'm from Nashville
Don't
now.
Pruett, what's your TikTok? Is it Pruett Comedy?
Everything is at PRUETT comedy.
Hell yeah.
And
Make sure you spell it double in the middle of that.
Pruett.
Yep. Yeah. TT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PRUETT comedy.
And possibly a hip hop album coming out from Pruett. Oh, also before we forget, do you want to tell them? I mean,
Very
obviously,
little use of the. No, God.
You don't have to tell them about the whole renovation process, but new episodes of Hangover Helper are
Yes,
coming.
I am
They're in the
super
works.
excited.
Yay.
We are doing a huge remodel of
Big
our
makeover.
kitchen, and we will be doing multiple camera angles. We have,
Yep.
special
guests.
We've got guests. We've got it's not only new cooktop and everything else. We're going to be doing some smoking meat and
Smoking weed.
Just taking it to the next level.
yeah. I mean, there's, with the exception of a pizza oven, which the oven that I ordered can be a pizza oven. We can do everything in this kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's with Joey Gray, right?
And that is
Joey
with
Gray.
Joey
That's
Gray.
on
Shout out to Joey
YouTube.
Gray.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You know what I'm congratulating you for.
That's on YouTube at Hangover Helper Show. I believe
Yes.
it's
Yep.
At Hangover Helper Show. We may get an Instagram rolling for that too. I don't know. We haven't talked.
We need to.
There will be tons of episodes. It's going to be. Was there 4 out available now?
There are 4 or 5
4 or
out
5
now. We have one in the can that we're still back and forth on if we want to put it out because there was some lighting issues and stuff.
Well, these
but
new ones will start probably summertime. Yeah.
I'm hoping by the end of next month. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're listening to this,
Yeah,
a
that's
little,
awesome.
just a kind of a teaser.
By like the end of May. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there's episodes available. So go check it
Yeah.
out. See kind of the foundation for what they've built. But it's going to be.
It's going to be
stepping up.
great. It's going to be
It's gonna be
great. Between the guests that we want to have, the
Again,
food-
me headlining it all.
Yeah.
So
Well,
obnoxious.
like what can you eat, Birdman?
Yeah.
What can I eat?
Yeah. Like.
Do you think I have like a lot of allergies? Or what?
Also,
Well,
the
I
whole
mean, you
point is
look
to
like
get
you got
hammered,
to.
and you're so.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's literally
It's
the
called
whole show is getting
It's called
hammered.
Hangover Helper.
I'll take my NAs.
Yeah,
like
no.
a cool kid.
You're not welcome
No.
on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've decided.
I did low key invite Joey back to be on this show, so we'll be having him again.
Oh, he's on.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
He's
He's
on
amazing.
anytime.
He's
Maybe both
amazing.
of you at the same
Love
time
that
to
dude.
promote.
Best
Hangover
friend.
Helper,
Last
too.
time he
Yeah.
came over, he fixed on the show. He
What
fixed my
are we
washer.
doing right now?
Anyway,
What? Nobody's
we love
listening.
you all.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.